Hello, everybody. My name is Jared Weathers, and this is the Uncultured Movie Podcast. I'm here with Hobo. Hobo, how are you today?
I'm doing fine.
It is just the two of us today. Unfortunately, Foad cannot be with us for this very. This is going to be some hate and shit, right?
Yeah, we finally got our stuff together, though. We finally actually picked a movie to review instead of
That's
talking
right.
about just random stuff.
That's right. All right. First, I have to get your opinion on something. Are you excited for the new Final Destination movie before we hop into this review?
I barely even heard anything about it. I I just don't know where I want them to go with it. I don't know if I want them to go more cartoony or less.
Well, it was originally they were originally going to redo all five movies
Uh huh.
and like update because the first one came out in fucking what 1999, 2000, something like that.
Yeah.
So, well, while the CGI is all right, I think CGI today would probably be a lot better, look a lot better.
Yeah, but better and worse because there's not much innovation nowadays.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. All
But
right.
like,
Well,
yeah, I don't know if I want them to go more silly or not.
yeah, that's the problem because it's like towards the end. I mean, they were all kind of. I mean, there's one where one guy literally, is doing weights and it just comes in and smashes his head together like a fucking cartoon.
Or the fucking the sauna death. She
Oh
like
yeah,
hands to death in there like that. That was
yeah.
just silly.
My favorite death. I watched with my grandma. It was Final Destination 5, the last one, and it was the where she's getting LASIK eye surgery.
Hmm.
And I never want to get LASIK eye surgery because of it.
My favorite one was when they're at like a I think fast food restaurant and when the guy stops and the engine flies out of the car and slams
Yeah.
in through the windshield.
Yep. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, it's definitely been a series where I don't know how to feel about it the entire time.
I feel that. I completely understand that. Okay, are you ready to get into this review?
Yep, let's get this review done. Another
All
movie
right.
I don't know how to feel about.
All right. Just so everyone knows, I'm sure you probably read the title, but just in case you clicked on it without, actually looking at it,
Wait, it's not
we
just
are
called Uncultured Episode 4?
well, no, it's gonna have like House of a Thousand Corpses review, but
Oh, okay.
some people are stupid. Uh,
Alright, go ahead.
okay, so we are reviewing House of a Thousand Corpses, which I did try to count all the corpses. We did not get to 1,000. So that's a lie. First, just off the bat, it's a lie.
You counted every tombstone, the end scene, right?
Yeah, I still don't think we got to 1,000.
Yeah, I don't think we did either.
I mean, 1,000 is a lot.
Yeah.
I think overall, I think maybe we've seen because you saw some skeletons too. Are we counting skeletons as corpses as well?
I mean, yeah, they killed them,
Yeah.
conceivably, so.
I mean, even counting all that, I still think we're at least, probably more, but at least 800 off from 1,000.
Yeah, like, I mean, you just gotta turn off your brain to the part of, like, how have they not been caught?
Yeah,
Like,
that
like it's
too.
wild.
They
It's just,
they live in a very small town.
yeah. I mean, I won't spoil anything until we get to that part, but yeah, they kill a few influential people in the
Yeah.
community.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, so I did write the plot down.
Uh huh.
Um, I wrote about half of it and then I had to stop writing it because I felt like an insane person.
Okay. Yeah. No, I mean the entire movie was just a drug trip.
Oh, it is 100%. So, the first thing I noticed was the Lionsgate logo. Obviously, it's an older logo because it's an older movie.
Yeah.
Um, I did like that logo. Sorry, my dog's running back and forth for some reason. Um, I do like that logo a lot. I don't know if you're into logos or anything like that.
Yeah, it's not really my fetish, but if it's yours, it's fine. I'm fine. The only logo I think I can say I love is that old the old lion logo where it's like roaring.
Yeah.
That's about the only one I care about. So what else you got?
Sorry, my dog is following my wife around and being
Mm.
loud. Um. Okay, and I said, and we get into an intro to the Dr. Wolfenstein Creature Feature Show. I don't know who played that character. Do you?
No, no, I'm not,
Okay.
I'm not sure.
It looked familiar, but I couldn't place him. One of those I've seen him a lot. I feel like I have, but I don't know who he is. We then get an ad with a clown named Captain Spaulding. Spaulding talks to a customer and talks shit about someone else they know. Um, which, if you see House of a Thousand Corpses, like anything about it, he's the one on the posters and shit.
I mean, Spalding was just the best character in
Oh
the
yeah,
movie, so like,
I know lots of people like him in real life. Like it's so true to life.
I don't see how you cannot like him.
That is true. I mean, really, I feel like there's a few people that don't, but God, I'm so sorry. They're just round up today apparently. Um, he then gets robbed. Well, almost gets robbed, but doesn't actually get robbed. And then he kills, and then him and someone else kill the two robbers. So that's two corpses so far in the movie.
Yeah.
So there's two. And then I was watching the credits came up, and I was pretty excited when I saw Chris Hardwick, Rainn Wilson, and Walton Goggins. Love those three.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, so I got pretty hard, honestly, seeing those names.
I mean, I just can't believe that, Dwight was in that movie though.
I know. Chris Hardwick is not to be mean to Chris Hardwick or anything, but he was a little bigger in that movie. I didn't recognize him at first.
Yeah, it definitely takes a little bit.
Yeah, but yeah. Anyway, Rainn Wilson's driving with Chris Hardwick, and they're arguing, and they pull off the interstate and stop at Captain Spaulding's. Who would have thought that would have happened? Um,
I just can't believe they brought Captain Spaulding's in so like early into the movie. I thought he was gonna be like a later.
yeah, he's all over this movie. I was surprised.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so they go in and they almost experience the same fate the robbers did, but Captain Spaulding, he's just one of those guys that has dry humor, you know. They go on a murder ride. That's what they call it in the movie. And then we almost go through like a history of serial killers. What do you think of the ride itself?
Mm, mm. I was kind of focusing on the ride, and then I was thinking of the extremely sunburnt, flaky, molesting hillbilly in the background.
Ah, yes, yeah, that was kind of weird.
Like, it was fine. I mean, I wonder if any of those are like based off of real stories in the world. I would, assume so.
Have you never heard of Ed Gein before?
No.
Ed Gein was a serial killer back in the late 50s, early 60s, who would kill and also dig up women's corpses and make bodysuits out of their flesh.
Okay.
He was he was the inspiration for uh oh god, what's his name? Oh my god, I can't even think of his name. Bates, you know what I'm talking about? Psycho.
Vaguely.
Fuck, I can't think of his name. It's played by Anthony Perkins. I watched the show anyway. Norman Bates, and the original Norman Bates, not the movie one.
Uh-huh.
Um, Norman Bates, Buffalo Bill from The Silence of the Lambs,
Yep.
and somebody else. I don't remember who it was, but yeah, there's three people. At least I know of three characters that are based off of him. Um, Yeah, he also made like lampshades and shit out of skin. He was a weird guy.
Yeah, I do kind of wonder if like it's a lot harder to tan human skin than it is cow.
Yeah, and it stinks also like a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, we got to another town. I'm kind of skipping through stuff. I didn't want to write the whole thing down.
Yeah.
We cut to another town as one of the girlfriends calls her dad and tells him that she'll be home later than she thought. I did also put down the editing is kind of chaotic and odd. Don't like Rob Zombie's editing.
I mean, I like it just because its entire goal is to put you off. Like you're never supposed to like be on your feet for very long. Like it's supposed to just flash forward and backwards and make you wonder just kind of where you are in the movie. Oh, he's gone again.
Sorry, I'm trying to get my dogs outside.
Hmm. But yeah, it's just the whole. Oh, never mind. I didn't realize he was going back to that.
Okay, all right, I'm back.
Yeah, like if the whole goal wasn't disorienting you, I'd say it's just bad editing.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But like it's like that's the purpose of it is to make sure you're disoriented. So overall, I could say I like it.
Okay. I did write a pros and cons list after like half the movie.
Hmm.
We'll get that in a minute. We see a hitchhiker, and do you know who the hitchhiker is?
The Hitchhiker?
Yeah, who she's played by?
No, I do not.
That's Sherry Moon Zombie. That's Rob Zombie's wife.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep, she's in
getting
every one
into the
of his
family
movies.
business.
Oh yeah. Um. Yeah. So they pick up Sherry Moon Zombie. She takes Rainn Wilson to her house to try to get his car towed by her brother, because one of them shot it. Because God forbid. They make it to her house, and her brother leaves to go get his car and tow it up to the house so he can fix it. And then we get a Sherry Moon ass shot.
Don't forget about that. Yeah.
Not the first one we see, but one. It if it made sense in the plot, I wouldn't mind it. But it's just random. My wife is hot shit, and I'm like, I don't care about your wife. I gotta be honest.
And like honestly, if my car gets shot while I'm driving, like this is all happening while they're driving up to this famous serial killer's like where he died. If
Yeah,
my car got shot, I'm just running back. Like we
yeah.
weren't even like
I'm ditching the car.
wildly
I'm ditching everybody. I'm running.
yeah, like we weren't wildly far. It was maybe like a few hours back. Like
Yeah.
hypothermia was not a problem.
No, not at all. It just so we can set the scene a little more. It is raining super hard during all of this as well.
Yeah, like I just wouldn't trust some backwards hillbilly to fix my car
I wouldn't either, but
after it gets
they
shot,
did.
probably by them.
Yeah. I also think it's funny that they didn't realize that the tire got shot. They think they're on a dirt road that it just magically popped.
Yeah, and nothing happened. It just popped somehow.
Yeah, I do like how Chris Hardwick is like a fuck up in this movie.
Yeah,
Can't do
yeah,
anything right. Forgets everything.
you gotta have that old trope of one brother being like the smart one that tries to have everything together, and then the stoner.
Yeah, always. It's so funny. Um, yeah, we get three more corpses. Also, there's a subplot in this movie as well. Not only Rainn Wilson and his friends, but also there are four cheerleaders that disappeared from a football game like a week before this, and they're being tortured by one of the other brothers in this backwards hillbilly house. they call it a farm, but I don't know what they farm.
Yeah, we don't actually see the farm part of the farm. Like they're not growing anything. I'm kind of wondering like how they live. Like are they getting money from their from like the people they're killing cuz they don't seem to be making anything that they sell. So like
That's what I thought because towards the end of the movie, it's not really a huge like thing, but Sherry Moon Zombie says they go to like a party store and buy liquor and stuff, and she's
yeah.
like, "Money's not a problem. How are you making money?"
Yeah, like there's no way people are just going into just a back alley like going in the middle of nowhere with just thousands of dollars in their wallet.
Yeah, like like I don't want to spoil the ending part, but I mean, they have a friend who's like owns like a shop or whatever, but like you can't like is all that stuff theirs?
Yeah, it's a lot of unanswered questions. Like,
Yeah, I'm like I don't even know how that makes sense.
I mean, it just somewhat goes into the supernatural at a point. Like,
Yeah, it does. It does. There's also one more thing I want to talk about, but we're going to get back to the story here real quick. At least where I left off. Uh, yeah. So we get three more corpses. I believe we're up to five at this point. One of the girlfriends looks like a young Jamie Lee Curtis, which I'm sure was done intentionally. I don't know if you noticed that.
oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. Rob Zombie said one of his favorite horror movies was Halloween, so I'm sure he did that on purpose.
Yeah, there's a
Um,
little homage.
yeah. One of the sons. Another big thing that Chris Hardwick likes is this Doctor Satan thing at the end of the murder ride. Um, that's where they're going to is where he got hung, and then his body disappeared the next day, and no one knows what happened, and it's like a legend, like the Dog Man from Michigan. Um, no, don't know if it's real. And then while they're they're invited to dinner, and Chris Hardwick just will not stop asking about Doctor Satan, and which is the doctor, and one of the brothers just gets like, "You need to stop talking about this."
Yeah, like it's just making everyone so wildly uncomfortable.
Yeah, and
They
then like
keeps
the
trying to talk about
grandpa,
Mr. Satan.
right? The grandpa's like, "Just tell him about it," and the brother's like, "It's not real. You need to leave." And it's like, okay, well,
I mean, we can't forget about the Marilyn Monroe girl trying to
oh yes,
repeatedly fuck Dwight.
yeah,
The entire first half of the movie at least.
yeah. It's so funny to me that like, um, all of the women except for the mom, all the women want to have sex with Rainn Wilson.
Yeah, like he was just the guy in that movie. It was so weird.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't think he's like unattractive, but like every woman, every single one.
Yeah, like everyone in the movie wanted stuff.
That's kind of weird. Oh man. Um. Yeah. Then the son. I don't remember his name.
Oh, you mean the giant? We can just call him Igor.
No. The other one that was talking about Doctor Satan. Not the one that got burned. The other one.
Oh, the one with the weird eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway. He said that Doctor Satan was not the way Doctor Spaulding said it was. But also wouldn't elaborate on it. So we don't even know if that's true at this point. Um. We then get a stand-up comedy set from the grandpa. And then a lip sync show, which I believe was Annie, but I don't know that for sure. That the guys love, absolutely love.
yeah. I mean, they had a lap dance with it, so
Yeah. And then one of the girlfriends gets threatened by this woman that they don't know, and threatens to kick her ass. Um,
Well,
and
no,
then, and then
it was the girlfriend of Dwight who
yeah,
threatened to stab her or started beating the shit out of her, and then
yeah,
Marilyn tried to stab her
yeah. And then they're told to leave, and then they go to leave, and then they get jumped by the brothers again.
because they decided to leave their car.
Yeah,
They could have so easily driven just straight through that metal gate
yeah. I don't know why he
and
got
been
out to try to
home.
open it. He could have just drove through it.
Yeah, I mean, it's rude, but these are literally backwards rednecks I'm never gonna see again. Like,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're inbred.
yeah, I mean, it's never like established, but you kind of get that feeling.
Rob Zombie, if you ever listen to this, please give us a part two with all these answers, with all these questions answered. I need more. I need more answers
Hmm.
because everything that we talk about is just kind of left open ended for you to kind of fill in yourself. I need more answers from the director.
Yeah, I don't think Rob Zombie is the kind of Q&A type of guy, but we'll see.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. The movie came out in what? 04, 05?
Yeah, about that.
2005. 20 years later, House of a Thousand Corpses or House of 2,000 Corpses. There you go.
Hmm.
Bam. I'm gonna count every corpse too. I'm gonna make sure there's 2,000 in there. Um, and then we see more dead people. So I think we're up to 6. Um, and then I stopped typing the plot because I felt like an insane person. Um,
Well, so that's when they all got captured and started getting
yeah,
tortured.
yeah. 3 of them got tortured. Well, they all got tortured. Rain died, unfortunately. The best character in the movie.
Yeah, the stoner got he guessed wrong because she was getting like, what
Yeah,
number am I thinking? Oh no,
yep.
what actor am I thinking of? And he guessed wrong, and then he got scalped.
Yeah, he got scalped.
Uh,
Not completely, but he did get scalped.
yeah, Dwight got turned into a mermaid,
Yep, yep.
flayed
He
him
died.
alive.
Yeah. The 2 girls, the 2 girls were uh nothing really got done to them, except for just being like screamed at for no reason.
I mean, I love that Igor freed one of them
Yeah, I thought that was
when
pretty
she
funny.
asked them to, and then she got caught immediately.
Yeah, and the brother looks back at him. He's like, I don't know, just
Yeah,
shrugged while
I don't know how
eats
she
his
got
food.
free.
Um, this movie's so weird, dude. It's a weird movie.
Oh yeah, I mean, why do you think I got you to watch it? Like,
Oh, by the way, I watched it on Tubi. I
nice.
love Tubi.
I don't know what site I used, but I saw it.
Um, Crypto, what are you doing? What are you doing, man? Um, yeah. So apparently my dog wants to get on this too. Hi. Um, yeah. So then they all get tortured. Um, oh yeah, and then the dad calls the cops and is like, "Hey, I need you to look out. I need you to go find my daughter. I don't know where she is." And then we mean Walton Goggins. He comes in like halfway through the movie, not even as a cop, and a no nonsense sheriff guy.
Yeah, and only one sheriff, his deputy, and a detective.
Yeah, yeah, it's fucking
So
crazy.
the 4 people go missing, and they send 3 people to go look for them.
That's right. Yeah, and then they talk to Captain Spaulding. He kind of explains what happened, gives them directions to the tree that they gave to the kids, and then for some reason they bring the dad along, which makes no sense.
Yeah, it was kind of. I think it was assumed that man just had connections, so they let him go along regardless.
Yeah, that I just want to make sure everyone knows that would not happen in real life. There's no way that would happen.
Yeah, I mean, most of this one.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously. And And then they all die. They all get to the house and they all die. Um, because of course that's what these people do. You know. Um, the sheriff gets shot through the neck, and like it's like up against his neck and gets shot. Um, and then it looks like Walton Goggins is kind of he's giving in. The dad gets shot, is running away, falls in mud. And then Walton Goggins is like giving up, put his gun down, has his hands up, and still gets shot in the face.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand why like they shot your sheriff in the neck and
Mhm.
killed him,
Yeah,
and then you give up, assuming they're not gonna kill you.
right. And then they kill him, and it's like, okay, well, you could have just ran at that point. You have a good, he had a gun too.
Yeah, like he could have killed any of the family members, but it just didn't happen.
Oh, by the way, this is set in 1977.
Yeah, I have no clue.
It's set in well, the first half is set in October 30th, 1977, and then the second half is October 31st, 1977. Um,
Uh,
so which I thought was funny because my mom was born in 1977.
nice.
So I thought that was pretty funny. Um, yeah, so they all die, and then I don't remember if that happened. I think they go to Sherry Moon Zombie goes to the liquor store after that, right?
Yeah, and then we swapped to the two people that survived.
Yeah.
Basically, they went to a graveyard, seemingly in their just on their land. I was gonna say backyard, but just
Well, I mean, if you're on a farm, the whole farm's your backyard at that point.
yeah,
But we also don't know how big the farm is. There are no answers to these questions in the movie.
yeah, and then they get trapped in a coffin. I mean, if I'm like held at gunpoint and someone says get in the coffin, I mean, I'm not getting in the coffin. I'm just getting shot. I mean, there's no ending of getting in a coffin that sounds more fun
Yeah,
than getting shot. Like that just
yeah.
is the better option.
Um, yeah, and then young Jamie Lee Curtis runs away. Or no, it's the other girl runs away
Yeah,
and gets sliced up by a Sherry Moon zombie.
because she
Uh,
panics in a
yeah,
graveyard.
yeah, and the brother was gonna shoot her, and the Sherry's like, "I'm gonna go get her," and he's like, "What the fuck ever, dude? Go get her." Um, or also all dressed up like bunnies. So I don't know. She's not as fast as a bunny, unfortunately. I'm pretty sure a bunny would outrun her, but what can you do?
Yeah.
So she gets sliced up. Sherry decides to lick her blood off with a knife because she's insane. Um, and then those two get lowered in like a what would you say, like a cavern or something?
Uh, yeah, I kind of thought it was excavated and then it kind of looked natural deeper in, but just a
Yeah,
pool of mud.
yeah. And then Tiny, which is Igor, and the other RJ or whatever, um, lower down a lantern and a tape recorder, tape player. We got a 1977, so they have a tape player.
Yeah.
Um, and some kind of chanting or something. I couldn't really. I'm sure it's in Latin or something.
Something is summon the mud zombies.
Yeah, yeah. And then the mud zombies come up and take Chris Hardwick away, down a corridor. I was surprised they didn't take the other girl either, but
Yeah,
whatever.
never seen again.
Yeah,
Just taken straight out of the movie.
yep. And well, actually, we do see him again.
Oh,
She eventually finds, um,
oh, is he getting brain surgery later?
yes.
Ah, there we
So,
go.
so he walks down the corridor, goes, has to walk down the skeleton path with all the skeletons on the side of the walls and stuff. Uh, Goes into a room, and there's Dr. Satan. He's real.
Yeah, extremely old, barely put to. Oh, don't forget the fake out rape scene. I
Oh
mean, what
yeah, that's
I
right.
thought was gonna be the fake, because they put her in a bunny costume, and then two dudes come from like both sides of the cavern, and start ripping off her clothes.
Yeah, I thought she was gonna get raped in that scene. I was like, of
Yeah,
course,
but
Rob
they,
Zombie
they, they
needs a
just
rape
wanted
scene.
the suit. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, they just wanted the suit, and then she's
left her alone after that.
yeah. Which I'm like good because if that happened, I think I would have turned it off. Like, okay, I'm done with that.
Yeah, I'm. Yeah, it's not really something to put in movies.
Not really. Uh, and yeah, so she finds Doctor Satan. He's real. He's a real guy, old as shit. Um, and uh, and then
It,
some.
this is when the movie just completely loses the fucking plot at this point.
Yeah, and then Blood Juggernaut. Somebody comes out and chases her back down the corridor and into like a little well it's a dead end. There's nothing there. And then
It
this guy is
pretends
an
to
idiot.
swing and just completely misses.
Yeah, completely misses her. Well, he did this before too because the door shut behind her to go into this room, and so she's like. Also, can I just say the scale of like I will get into this later, but like the scale of the first room she goes into with like the skeleton stuff, it looks cool as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, like, at least 100 corpses there.
Yeah, like it's amazing.
I just wonder, like the seven people in that family. When did they have time to do any of this? Like
I
I don't
don't
care if
know.
you don't do anything all day. You don't have just the time it would take to do like
Yeah,
all of this.
yeah, it is a lot. The scale is insane. Um, yeah. So he when he comes down, there's like a 2-story thing. Comes down the stairs, swings at her. She ducks, which is kind of surprising. She ducks. He swings his axe and opens the door for her, so she runs out. They get to the dead end part, and then he swings again. She ducks again, and then he hits a wooden thing
Support
that's keeping
beam.
up. Yeah, support beam that's keeping all this stuff up, and it just falls, and he dies. He's dead.
Yeah, just she climbs out.
Yeah, the
Get
next day she climbs out, and when they were when it was like surveying the land when it went to the next day, I was like, her arm's gonna come up, and then it happened after that, so I was right.
Yeah. So she makes it out of the graveyard. She starts walking around, and then the first car that appears is the guy from the beginning of the movie, the clown
Yeah,
guy.
yep, that's Captain Spaulding again. Which
And
in a smaller town makes sense. I hate when they do like, oh yeah, this movie set in L.A. or New York or
same
Miami or
character
something.
every time.
Yeah, you see the same. There's no way. You know how many people live in my city? Not a lot. I don't see the same person. 10 times a day. That doesn't happen. And it's kind of weird how that happens. But yeah, so it's Captain Spaulding, and takes her to Doctor Satan to get her fixed up.
Yeah, Dr. Satan's just in the back seat ready to kill her.
Yep, every time. So yeah. What is your out of 10? What's your rating for House of a Thousand Corpses?
I'm definitely gonna give it a nice 6 out of 10. Please don't watch, but for what they were trying to do, I think they did it.
Damn, you
Like
you
like
are nicer than me for this
uh,
movie.
it's only because I think they did what they were trying to do. If you want to
Gotcha.
watch a confusing ass movie, then that's what you have right here.
It was pretty confusing.
For any other reason, no, it'd be like a 4, maybe a 3. But like it was meant to just confuse you, so I have to give it merit on that.
I gave it a 3 out of 10.
Uh huh.
I oh god, I do not like this movie. I don't like it. It doesn't answer any questions. It just kind of keeps going. There's so many things that these people would have got caught years ago.
Many years ago.
Like, there's no way you're doing this for God knows how long. I mean, you killed
At
so many
least 30
people,
years. Like,
at least, if not longer. Um, I think the youngest one is Sherry, and she's at least what 30. I mean, come on, I don't get it. I wrote a pros and cons list. Do you want to hear it?
yeah, let's hear it.
I'm gonna do the cons first because there's more of them. Uh, my first con is the editing. Not a fan of the editing. I understand it's supposed to be like I get where you're coming from with the it's supposed to be confusing. I don't like it.
Okay.
Super chaotic. Not a fan. The plot makes no sense.
Yeah.
Directing. There were a few cool shots. I will say that there were a few like the when she's running away from the blood juggernaut guy, and it's just half of her face with him behind her. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
The Dr. Spaulding being on triple him. I thought that was pretty cool. Um, but most of it just cool for cool sake, pretty
The
much.
the biggest pro, of course, being Doctor Satan is alive and breathing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. Um, the writing awful.
Yeah, I mean there was no character in there that just wasn't fucked.
No, and for some reason Rob Zombie loves like listen. I swear a lot too, but god damn, I thought that was excessive.
Yeah.
I thought it was excessive. If you talk to my wife, she will tell you I am excessive. I thought that was excessive. Jesus.
Yeah, it was wacky.
I do have three pros though. Story idea. The idea of a murderous family, not as like as murderous as they are in the movie, but like obviously horror's always, you know, like The Hills Have Eyes. You have regular everyday people going into a different like community, and then those people don't like you because of who you are. That's horror. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
Um, the idea is interesting. I think if anyone else made it, it would be better.
Oh yeah, more than likely it would have
Yeah,
actually been a cohesive story on that
yeah,
one.
it would make more sense. um, the acting, obviously, they got good actors. I actually like Sherry Moon in this. She
Yeah,
actually did
no,
pretty good.
yeah, there's no problems any of the acting.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Getting, you know, verified actors is always a good thing. Production design, love the product. Oh my god, it was fucking beautiful.
Yeah, I mean they definitely didn't skimp on the cost for that.
No, it's probably a good thing. Uh, I don't know how far you know. Do you know who Rob Zombie is?
No, I never really looked at the myth, the legend behind the mask.
Okay, so there's so much history that goes into this. So Rob Zombie is he's a rock star.
Okay.
Okay, he made music for like 20 years. Like
Mm,
he is like a legitimate. Sorry, my dog's ripping something up. He's a legitimate rock star. He has a band called White Zombie. Do you know where that name comes from?
nope.
Well, good thing you're talking to a horror guy. White Zombie is the first technically zombie movie ever made. Came out like 1925 or 1930 or something. And
Uh,
before it's not zombies like we know it today, like George Romero, not George R. R. Martin, George Romero made in the 60s. It was actually Jamaican voodoo making them zombies back then.
okay.
Yeah. There's a lot of history that goes into this. So much. So it was black magic, but it's one of the considered the very first zombie movie ever made. Um, I watched an interview with Rob Zombie talking about Halloween, and they brought up his band name, and he's like, "Yeah, it's like as a kid, I watched it a whole bunch, and he's like, it was my favorite horror movie for a long time." So
Fair enough.
That's why he was also supposed to be making a remake of that movie because it's in public domain. Hasn't happened yet, as far as I know.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of people like lining up to act in a Rob Zombie movie.
Yeah, not really. That's probably why they got Michael McDowell for Halloween. He's the only actual actor in there. So, yeah. So, what are your thoughts about the movie? Like, uh,
I mean, it was just a drug trip of a movie. Like, it's really not too much more to say. Like,
not really. I mean, that pretty much sums up the whole thing, honestly.
yeah, like there was. I mean, I was expecting more blood and gore.
Oh,
That doesn't mean like it was like too little or anything. I was just assuming more with the name.
right. Yeah, I was expecting more corpses, honestly. But yeah,
But
so I mean, we took 40 minutes to explain the movie, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of Rob Zombie stuff. I like his Halloween stuff. That's about it.
yeah, yeah, definitely
Um,
wouldn't say he's one of like the. I mean, honestly, I don't know if I rate him lower or higher than Spielberg or
Spielberg.
David Schneider. Or sorry, David Schneider.
Um, I in my top 10 of favorite directors, he is not in there
Uh huh.
that much.
Which is fair enough.
Yeah, it is. I just I can't force myself to like it. Unfortunately.
Yeah, cause like at least it's not just completely terrible writings across the board.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Like I think what really kills a movie is it being boring. And like House of a Thousand Corpses, you were never really bored.
I can't say it's boring. No, that's true. I can't say it's boring.
Yeah, and that as long as you can't say it's boring, I feel like the movie at least somewhat achieves, what it's going for.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Because man, there's a lot of movies nowadays where you can barely keep your attention.
Yeah, I have definitely experienced that. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna say it's boring. It is. Um, it's visually interesting, is what I'm gonna call it. Visually interesting. That's my term.
That's probably one of the best things someone said about this movie in a long time.
um,
I don't think it's definitely not one of those movies anybody's like, oh, I remember that movie. Oh, I love that. Like I don't think anyone really remembers this or mentions it with their friends.
man, let me tell you, I have heard so many good things about this movie.
Really.
Yeah, like sometimes I think they're paid by Ram Zombie himself to say them.
It's just I learned there's just people out there I'll never understand. Like
Same.
I don't remember if you're a Borderlands fan at all.
I mean, I played some of the games, but I'm not huge into the.
Like some people say Borderlands 3 is the best game in the series, and I just look at them and I'm like, who hurt you? Why are you like this? Like I don't think Borderlands 3 was the worst game ever made, but it
For
was
sure.
just really bad compared to like the good Borderlands movies.
Um, yeah. So actually, I want to talk about this. So we were talking to Fawad before this because he said he couldn't do it today.
Yeah.
Um, so he did. He brought up. I know he brought it up as a joke, but he brought up winning an Oscar. He didn't win. They didn't win an Oscar, but they did actually win some awards. I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah, let's hear those. You got a list of them?
Yeah. So they were nominated for a lot, but I'm going to say the ones they won.
Got it.
Because it kind of goes with the stuff I liked. So best special effects,
Okay.
they won for that. Which great special effects. All the production design was amazing. Um, they won for best supporting actor, which was Sid Haig. He played Captain Spaulding,
Okay, perfect.
and they won best supporting actress Karen Black, who I believe was the mom.
Yeah, I think it had to have been the
Yeah,
mom.
yeah, she was the mom. She died in 2013. Apparently, I just saw that.
Damn.
So, um, yeah, because she was also really good. I agree with that. Um, at the International Fantasy Film Awards, they got nominated for best film. They did not win that. They got
Yeah,
nominated for
I
it.
mean, I kind of can't believe they got nominated for it. In all honesty.
Yeah, kind of weird. Kind of weird. Oh, it actually came out in 2003, which I thought it was. So 2003. Um, it's been 21 years since the movie came out.
Hmm.
So, um, yeah. There are two sequels to this movie. I don't know if you heard about them.
There's a sequel to this movie.
There's two sequels.
Oh my god.
The Devil's Rejects, which came out in '05, and Three from Hell, which came out in 2019.
This is what happens when like famous people just infinite amounts of money can make movies.
Yeah, I know. But then there's people like me who have great ideas and just can't get the funding for it. You
Yeah,
know what I
you're
mean?
poor though.
I
Yeah,
am
yeah,
poor.
yeah. Stop being poor. That's your
Yeah.
problem.
You know what? You know what? I'm just gonna stop being poor.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna stop being poor right now. Crypto, we're no
yeah. Like
longer poor.
if I was starving, I'd just eat.
What was that?
If I was starving, I'd just eat.
Oh, that's
I don't know.
true. Yeah, no,
Yeah, I
you're
don't know
right.
what's the problem with all these people like starving
Yeah,
around the world. Like just get a hamburger.
yeah, dude, just buy a hamburger from McDonald's, dude.
Yeah,
They're
like
only $5 for the
yeah,
sandwich.
it's literally everywhere. Like
Yeah. What? Ugh. All
yeah,
right.
I don't think we'll ever understand the inner machinations of Rob Zombie though.
No, we never will. You want to know what's funny? I've heard people say the Devil's Rejects are their favorite film.
Oh.
People have said this to me.
So what you're saying is that's the one we have to review next. Is we have to have the next few episodes just be the Rob Zombie series.
For September, we're just gonna watch Rob Zombie movie.
Yeah, it's just Rob Zombie movie. No matter how much we hate it,
That's right.
more Rob Zombie.
That's right. We're only gonna watch Rob Zombie movie.
I don't think we're popular enough for anyone to actually recommend us anything, so we just have to assume they love nothing but Rob Zombie.
That is true. That is true. Oh, by the way, we have 3 subscribers on YouTube.
3 whole subscribers. Yeah, there we go.
Yep. So
They're moving up in the world.
we are getting there. Yeah. So final thoughts. Do you actually want to do that? Because I'm kind of down for that. Honestly, shit on Rob Zombie movies. I'm cool with that.
It just depends on what final thoughts we want to do. Like, if my final thoughts are if Rob Zombie should make another movie, it's probably no.
I'm gonna say hell no. Actually.
Ugh. I feel like though, if I was high, I'd love that movie.
Oh, do you want to
I
play a quick game of Did It Flop?
oh, you know, I can't imagine it flop. There's too many people that love this shit. Like it's real. I'd be very surprised if this flopped.
So you're saying that it did not flop?
Yeah, I'm saying I'm like 80% sure this passed
All
the
right.
smell test. Most people.
This movie cost $7 million to make.
Seven. Okay, they embezzled half the funds. I might have to change my answer. I didn't know embezzlement was was part of this.
Are we
Like that's
committing
just
actual crimes? That's crazy.
yeah,
Um,
because man, I don't know anything in that movie that could have cost half that. 'Cause
um,
I didn't see it. wasn't in the movie I watched.
The box office was $16.8 million.
Oh,
They made money.
yeah. I mean, when you hear about a movie that should otherwise have died in pure obscurity, there's usually a reason for it.
Usually, yeah. Yep.
So yeah, I mean, and that enabled Rob Zombie to make more money. But you
That's
know what?
right.
You know what didn't make any money?
What?
Concord. It lost $200 million, and Sony is increasing the
Jesus.
price of their games in some countries to try to make money again.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, this movie is an hour and a half. Almost an hour and a half.
yeah, but I didn't pause it once to check. It was just an amazing movie all the way through.
It felt like 2 hours.
It did feel really long.
It felt super long.
Yeah, it almost felt like I was one of the cast members, like trapped in the movie. Like
Yeah.
you can't look away.
Yeah, I am Rainn Wilson in this. I just can never leave.
I would have escaped, so I'm not in the movie, but like it kind
I
of felt like I was.
I I I will forever be there. I'm just there all the time now.
Yeah, I wonder if there's any movies that's like actually driven people completely mental.
I'm not sure. Okay, so next week we are confirming right here. Next week, Devil's Rejects review.
Well, I we might want to talk to Kyle about it before we.
Definitely, definitely.
But yeah, probably. If not, definitely the next series we have to do is an even worse one. You know what series that is?
What's that?
A review on the Human Centipede trilogy.
Okay,
God, I can't believe those movies exist. It makes me so sad.
I might have a controversial opinion.
What?
I only saw the first one, but I actually
Uh,
kind of liked it.
Now, liked it in what way? I'm just gonna be quiet for now.
It's been a while since I've seen it. I'm gonna be completely honest. It's been a few years, but
Uh huh.
from what I remember,
Yeah.
it's a good horror movie.
It's
'Cause
just
it
saying you like it and the amount of shit eating in it. People are gonna look at you just a little
okay.
weird.
All right, I could do without that, but
Yeah, yeah. You might want to preface
I could do
you're
without
not into the first part.
that. No, it's kind of like this. It makes you unsettled.
Yeah, are you taking the Rob Zombie approach I did, where it's like it's the point of the movie, so you have to give it credit
Yes,
because it's the point? Yeah,
yes. It's the point of it is to make you feel weird and make you feel unsettled, which it does.
it
Germans are
definitely
good at that.
does. Yeah, I mean, hell, there arguably there's almost no movie that's ever done better.
Oh yeah, no, 100%, 100%.
Now, I never watched the first movie. I actually watched, I think it was the second or third movie where it's like the prison war.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was during my phase of fuck. I don't have anything to watch. Netflix. What do you have? And then just
Netflix, tell me what to watch, and they're like, here, you can watch
yeah, I think I
this.
was 15 when I first watched that movie.
Oh, whoa, that's way too early to watch
Yeah,
that movie.
oh no, I know, but like I think I
Man,
was like
I was
15 when I watched that
oh
movie.
my god, I was over the age of 18 when I watched it for the first time.
Oh no, I was guaranteed not.
Oh my
Like I'm
god.
not sure the age, but it's 100% not.
Your brain was not developed enough to watch that movie.
But I handled it. I'm
That's
stronger for it now.
I'm stronger for it, and that's why I hate
Probably.
everything.
Yeah, that's why my channel name's Haters Anonymous. I hate all of you.
All right. Well, we're at about 54 and a half minutes.
Yeah, I mean that's good enough for me, unless you got something else to fill out our time with.
Yeah, so here's a review of the entire Human Centipede series right now.
Ugh.
No, just kidding.
Yeah, if we ever go that low, that's definitely not going to be a fun time.
Oh man, we're gonna have to put so many disclaimers at the beginning of the video.
No, zero disclaimers. Just none. Just traumatized, woe betide anyone who just
Oh jeez.
dares to watch what we're about to put out.
Well, that would be insane.
I mean, if I was the person making the fucking videos, I would put no disclaimer. I mean, I'd assume no one would watch it anyway.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, no
Yeah,
one's gonna watch that. Everyone knows what it is. No one's watching that.
yeah. I mean, I'd honestly be tempted not to even put Human Centipede on it. Of
Oh
just have
no.
it be a mystery round of, oh hey, let's watch this guy's. Oh no,
Oh.
oh god, why did they do this?
I do want to say, if you want my wife's input on movies, it should not be a horror movie because she's not into that.
Ah, okay.
She hates horror movies.
But she's fine with Human Centipede 'cause it's not a horror movie then. So like, you should get your wife's input on that.
Honey? She said no.
But 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 she's just lying now. Like
Uh,
she said only horror movie. What? Yeah,
I
no.
mean, well, I mean, technically it's a thriller, but
Yeah.
did you hear that?
No, I didn't hear anything.
She said she watched it and she thinks it's stupid.
There was actually one horror movie that really disturbed me.
Really?
Yeah, and if I can ever find it, then we could definitely do one on that. It was basically a dude
Mhm.
hires a camera woman in the middle of the like woods to like film his life cuz like I think he's planning on killing himself, but he is just batshit crazy. Like just
Oh,
wildly crazy. Like the ending of the movie in the middle of the movie it's even trippier than Rob Zombie, but the story actually makes sense.
wow.
Like
Stricter than
like
Rob Zombie would make sense. That's kind
like
of weird.
not to spoil anything, but there's
Sure.
literally a part where the camera guy's trying to leave,
Oh,
and it's just the guy standing in the hallway in a werewolf mask, just silently staring at the cameraman.
oh,
Like this goes on for like 12 seconds while the cameraman just screams, just let me go, let me leave. Yeah, it is. It's wild.
um, was it Creep? Is that it?
Cree, let me look. Let me. Okay, let's see. Creep. Oh yeah, no, it was fuck. It was Creep. Yeah,
The
that's a
Creep.
great
Okay, all
horror
right.
movie. Yeah, it's a great horror movie.
We'll have to do that one. I have
What?
Netflix.
You don't want to continue on the route? You want to go to actually good horror movies?
Um, yeah, I think that's how we should do it. We should do like a bad horror movie and then a good horror movie, like on and
And then
off.
and then we just go to terrible movies in general. We like
That's right. We
we
go to like
watch the
Valentine's Day and shit. So shit like
the
that.
the Incredible Bulk.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
I don't know if you remember that, just
I
horror
don't.
show.
I didn't realize you were trying to make me kill myself over this, but
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I mean, you gotta suffer for your art, right?
Uh, I guess. Oh jeez.
If you really want to make it in the big leagues,
If
it's
we're
just torture.
if we're gonna do that, I have lots of movies for that.
Yeah, you're gonna have to watch Killer Bean.
Oh man.
We're gonna have to watch.
Oh
Uh,
god.
I mean, honestly, if we just want to have a good time and we don't want to just make this entire channel torturing ourselves, we could watch one of the best scary movies ever made.
What's that?
The scary movie franchise.
I
Any of that.
love
It
scary
doesn't
movies.
matter. Yeah, everyone loves the scary movie franchise.
I get up to 5. I did not like 5.
I don't know where I stopped. I watched that when I was really young too, and I don't really. I'm not sure when I stopped.
I watched 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and I stopped at. I watched 5. I didn't like it.
Mhm. There's also there's a series called VHS that's super trippy too.
Yeah, I've heard of it's on Shutter.
Never heard of Shudder.
It's a streaming service only for horror movies.
Ah,
Yeah, it's called
yeah,
Shutter because when you watch horror movies, you shudder.
yeah. I absolutely hate the movie because the third one is not in English, and I don't know if they ever made it in English at this point. But I remember when I was trying to binge watch all of them, it just wasn't in English. I was so
Oh.
sad.
Yeah, I think that one doesn't that one take place in Mexico.
So so have you ever watched any of the VHSs? Or you've
No,
just heard of them?
I've heard about them. I've watched videos about them, but I've never watched them.
So they're a collection of different people's stories.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So like one of them, a guy finds a way to uh travel to other dimensions,
Oh.
and like as soon as he does, the person on the other side of the portal, which is like another version of him, finds out they can do that too.
Oh.
And I mean, it's fucking crazy. Like Hitler won. Everyone's like demons now. Like,
Jesus.
yeah, no, the entire movie, it's great, but like, like it's a horror movie with sexual overtones, but doesn't just ruin the movie.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
I'd be
I
interested in checking that out.
So yeah. So besides Creep, the VHS series is great.
Interesting.
I'd probably say
Um.
Creep and VHS are in my like probably top two favorite.
Okay.
Probably so.
Um. Yeah. I would not mind doing that at all. It really depends on what Fuad thinks,
Yeah.
because I'm not sure
Or
what they have over there in Egypt.
I mean pirating.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But like, we could just say you're doing it.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Well, I want you to know we're still recording.
I mean, is there anything wrong with saying just pirate it? Like
Um. I mean, no. I mean, I don't care either way personally.
I like if I'm making like terroristic threats or anything, of course stop me. But
Of
like
course. Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, if you can't get it in your country,
Right.
I think any of the bad parts about pirating don't exist anymore. Cause it's like
Yeah.
you weren't gonna get my money anyway because you literally couldn't. Or I literally couldn't give you my money even if I wanted to. Like if
Oh,
you're in America, you can at least like make the argument that it's bad because you could have bought it, but Egypt's like iffy.
yeah.
Or we're
Um.
wrong, or we're just being
Or
racist, and it does exist in Egypt. We're just like, "Ugh, in that backwater country, there's no way."
or now just hear me out.
Okay,
He could use ExpressVPN.
yeah,
In today's day and age, we're spending lots of time online, and
God,
there'll be
never,
all sorts of
no,
fishy
let's
sites
never
out
bring
there
this bit back.
trying to steal your
Let this
data
bit
and personal
fucking die.
information, which is why you should be using a VPN. There's no better VPN to use than ExpressVPN, as they are rated the number one most trusted VPN for over a decade. My favorite use of ExpressVPN is for streaming services like Netflix and Hulu that have regional restrictions on what shows you can watch. And since I'm from the United States, I won't be able to access popular shows like Rick and Morty and Friends. But by switching my location through ExpressVPN to the UK or Egypt, I'll be able to access them whenever I want. If you're interested in taking back your internet privacy today and staying secure when surfing the web, go to expressvpn.com/fuck you and use code fuck you at checkout to get 33% off a 3-year plan. And once again, thanks so much to ExpressVPN for sponsoring this video. Thank you.
Man, I think we're just salting the earth. If just we ever do get popular in one fucking sponsor, I think we're just salting the earth of your channel.
That's right.
I
We are.
mean, my channel's fine. People already won't want to associate with me, but your channel,
Yeah, you never know. Um, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what's really funny? The last 2 episodes were an hour 8, almost exactly an hour 8,
Uh huh.
which I think is hilarious.
It's a sign, the
It
prophecy.
is. That's right. We have to keep the prophecy up.
If we don't output mediocre content, who will?
Exactly. That's my thing, man.
We
I love
can't leave
putting
it
out
up to
content
Chris
that no one
Chan.
wants to watch.
Yeah. We just become a fucking Chris Chan drama channel.
Hey, man, that's getting a lot of views right now.
Yeah, that is. But are you willing to be that guy who does a 13-hour Chris Chan? You know, it's actually official that Chris Chan is now the most documented human on Earth.
Yeah, yeah. I think
So
Gamer from Mars did a whole documentary on Chris Chan.
yeah, like I don't know anybody, Martin Luther King, Hitler, it doesn't matter, that's ever had a 13-hour documentary on them.
Nope,
Fuck,
nope.
man.
It's crazy. I mean, it makes sense. It's an interesting story.
Yeah, because he is crazy. Like,
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. I mean, they literally ripped off Sonic and Pikachu. I mean, come on.
well, what do you mean? Do you not believe that Chris is the true Jesus Christ and Sonic True will cross
Um,
the dimensional barrier and come and into our reality?
I gotta be honest, man. No,
Man,
no.
I don't think Sonic's gonna save you in the rapture, my dude. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's all right. Jesus also won't, so it's all good for me, man.
Yeah, no, we're already fucked either way.
I am cool with not being saved.
Bro, imagine just it's the end of days. Jesus comes down. Wait, you're a Republican?
That's right.
It's like, God damn it.
I would definitely I would not be saved at that point. I'll tell you what. God, nope, not you. Actually,
Yeah, sorry, we made a mistake, sir. Not you. But
uh,
what? Yeah,
not
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 you.
you. You didn't do certain things the way we wanted you to. But that wasn't communicated to me. It's not me. It's the big man upstairs. You know what I mean?
Uh,
Okay, well, it's been an hour 8. We filled the last couple minutes with bullshit like we always do. So,
yeah.
uh, any last thoughts you wanna put out there before we head out?
Bring back the Boondocks.
I
We
agree.
we need the. I think that will fix the racial divide in our country. Is the
Maybe.
Boondocks?
I agree. For Hobo, my name is Jared. We'll see you next time. Maybe I don't know. We'll probably get canceled. Honestly.
You gotta be big enough to get like they gotta realize you exist before they cancel you. So
Oh
like I
shit.
think we're safe for a while.
And we don't exist.